You got him? You could pull it? Can you carry it? Yeah? You want to carry it with two hands? Okay. You should carry it with two hands.
I tried. Well, just drag it.
You should let that water out because it has stuff in it. Good morning, y'all. We are setting up to butcher roosters, butcher chickens. We have way too many roosters, and I thought that, oh, my hair looks crazy. I thought that we had collected all the roosters together, but then I realized that we still had some roosters in some other areas that we're not supposed to. I had placed an order back in, it was like February or April or something like that, maybe April, and they were all supposed to be hens, but yesterday I saw that some of them, a lot of them actually, were crowing. And then we placed all of our roosters, we separated all of our roosters because we had too many. It was only like 40 chickens together, and there was about 15 roosters in there, which is way too many roosters for hens. So we separated our roosters and had, so now we have, I think, 12 separated, but they've been fighting really bad, and some of the bigger ones are picking on the smaller ones, so it's just not good long term. It is the day after hurricane, tropical storm Hisea. We didn't get it really, really bad here. At one point there was a tornado that had touched down briefly here, but then it changed courses. Mostly like lots of high winds, lots of rain, but nothing that brought damage to anything on our property. Can you help your sister with ice? So since today I had nothing planned because I thought today was going to be the day of the hurricane or tropical storm, figured I would use this time, since they canceled schools, my son's home, I would use this time to go ahead and start processing these roosters, because if not, they're just going to kill themselves because they're fighting a lot. So we have the roosters over here sitting. You can see they're huge. And then we have a couple left in the coop that they were in, and I'm pretty sure that we have some more roosters in here, but I haven't heard them crow. So there's this big black one right there that I'm pretty sure is a rooster. It hasn't started crowing though, because I am keeping two. I'm keeping this white and red one right here, because that's the American breast, and then I was keeping that one, colorful one back there. But the other ones, like that one right there, I think is a rooster. And there's some other ones that maybe roosters, but haven't started crowing. Like I was saying earlier about the storm and it being the day after the storm, there was a tornado that touched down briefly in probably about an hour away from here, closer to the Charleston area. That was crazy. It was all over the internet. People were sending it to me because we are down that way often, and it flipped a vehicle, so it was really scary. I'm still traumatized from when we experienced that tornado in Kentucky, and so I did have lots of anxiety yesterday, and it just wasn't a good day. I'm waiting for my kids to come outside because we just realized that the temperature probe to check if the water you want your water to be about 150 degrees to dunk the chickens in there to loosen their feathers before you pluck them, and I was waiting for about 20 minutes and it never moved from 50, and so I realized that the temperature gauge is broken. So then I went to find my other thermometer, and that one was battery operated and the batteries were not working. So I'm waiting for my son to get out the bathroom so he can change the batteries, and yeah, and then we'll get started. I'm not going to show the actual slit in the throat or anything like that, but we do have to get this done. I already put the ice inside of the coolers with water and apple cider vinegar. We have our knives, we have our gloves, we do have our what's it called, our plucker. All of our roosters are back there, and we have a few more that we need to get out of the other coops. I'm glad that we chose this day to do it because I wanted to do it early in the week before I knew a hurricane was coming, and then it's just been raining. So when I woke up this morning and saw that it wasn't supposed to rain today, I was like, okay, perfect day. We're butchering roosters. So my husband couldn't be here. He had to work and go into the office. So he was saying if we didn't finish butchering all the roosters today, then we would finish on Sunday, because tonight I do have to leave at a certain time to go to counseling. We have finished butchering all of those chickens. We filled up both of these coolers. So we have this cooler in here. We did keep the feet. I just added some more ice on top. And then we have this one, and I just added some more ice on there. Aiden is taking, this is all the feathers. He's taking all the feathers out, putting them in the wheelbarrow, because he's going to put those feathers in one of my garden beds, my metal raised beds right here. Feathers are actually really high in nitrogen, so I've used feather meal in my garden before. It's really high in nitrogen, and so I'm going to put that in one of my, or he's going to put that in one of my metal beds, and then, what am I saying? He's going to put that in one of my beds, and I'm going to put soil on top of it, and I'm not going to use that bed until next spring, and those feathers should be broken down by then. We have cleaned up all of the things that we use. Besides what I just showed you, we cleaned the table, we cleaned the knives that we use. My girls, 2 out of 3 of them have taken a shower. I'm about to hop in the shower because I have to get ready to go. But I think that was about 20 roosters that we butchered. Praise the Lord. And even the smaller ones that haven't started crowing yet, that we just thought were roosters, we went ahead and butchered those because there are certain characteristics of roosters that hens just don't have, like the bigger combs on some breeds, and then they have like the tail feathers that kind of flow out and just have more coloring than most hens, because they're supposed to look nice and beautiful for the hens. And so we just took all the ones that, even though they weren't necessarily crowing, we took them and we guessed right. All 9 that we took, Hawkeye, no. All 9 that we took from the smaller chickens that haven't started laying or even crowing, all 9 of them had testes, so we knew that they were roosters. Thank you guys for hanging out with us, and I will see you on the next one.